Lagos State government announces end of work from home initiative for public servant. Federal government to resolve drop box suspension for U.S. visa renewals. On the foreign scene, Australia suspends 2 nurses over viral anti-Semitic video. In sports, Super Eagles striker Taiwo Baruwa scores as Nottingham Forest urges Exeter City out of FA Cup competition. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State government has announced the cancellation of the work from home initiative for public servant effective March 31, 2025. In a statement issued by the head of service Bode Aguru, the decision follows the implementation of the new minimum wage and other welfare improvement aimed at enhancing the well-being of a public servant. Aguru urged public servants to rededicate themselves to their responsibilities, while accounting officers have been directed to ensure widespread awareness of the new directive. It will be recorded that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu approved the move, emphasizing the need for workers to fully resume on-site duties across all ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, to ensure efficient service delivery. A bill to establish the Lagos State Research Trust Fund has scaled through second reading in the Lagos State House of Assembly. Sponsor of the bill, Balahan Ishawo, underscored the necessity of a structured and sustainable research and development funding system to drive innovation, economic growth and technological advancement in Lagos State. Ishawo noted that research funding could make transformative impact in healthcare, agriculture, security and smart city development. He explained that the fund will foster economic diversification by supporting startups, universities and research institutions to develop new products and services, creating thousands of high-value jobs. The bill will, when passed into law, will also enable local scientists and doctors access funds to conduct critical research, develop affordable medicines and strengthen disease surveillance. Speaker Mojisola Miranda thereafter committed the bill to a 7-member ad hoc committee set up at plenary to further scrutiny and report back to the House in a few weeks. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, in its continuous fight against domestic and sexual violence, has arraigned a retired police officer before magistrate court and has been remanded in Kirikiri Correctional Facility. The retired police officer was reported to have defiled a 17-year-old girl in Ogudu area command premises. DSVA head Public Affairs Unit Adejoke Ladenegon Ogini in a statement says the case has been adjourned to March 11 pending the issuance of the Directorate of Public Prosecution's legal advice. The statement notes that the agency remains committed to ensuring justice and reiterate the Lagos State government's zero tolerance for sexual violence, urging everyone to say something whenever they see something. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government of Nigeria says it will press the appropriate diplomatic buttons and liaise with the relevant authorities to resolve the suspension of the drop box provision for Nigerians renewing their American visa. Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs, Oluwole Oke, who stated this, said the suspension of the service by the U.S. is not a serious issue, as Nigeria does not offer the same service to Americans renewing their Nigerian visas. Oke said he had reached out to the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, who said Nigeria has not received any communication correspondence from the United States of America regarding the Dropbox service suspension. The Dropbox system allowed applicants, especially those with recent U.S. travel history, to submit passport without interviews, reducing wait times. Last weekend, complaints filtered in from visa applicant that the U.S. has stopped its visa Dropbox service in Nigeria, necessitating all visitor visa applicants to attend in-person interviews for renewals. The Chief of Army Staff, COAS Olufemi Oluyede, says There is no hiding place for bandits, terrorists, and other criminal elements in the country. Oluyede said this during his tour of the country's army formations at the headquarters of Army 4 Special Forces, Doma, Nasarawa State. He said the army will deal decisively with all the criminal elements threatening the country's peace and unity and restore it to its glorious past, saying the country is facing many security challenges and the army must collaborate with other agencies to tackle them. He pledged that the army will step up its game and would not disappoint Nigerians by flushing out the bad element from the country and making it safe for all to live without any fear. Oluyede appreciated the contributions of all personnel in the theatre in different parts of the country and promised to prioritize their welfare and training. In foreign news, 2 Australian nurses have been suspended after a video appeared to show them threatening to kill Israeli patients and boasting about refusing to treat them. The man and woman, both employees at a Sydney hospital, are now being investigated by police. State Health Minister Ryan Park said that a thorough investigation will be carried out to make sure there had been no adverse patient outcomes, but that a rapid examination of hospital records had not turned up anything unusual. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese condemned the video as sickening and shameful after it began circulating online. In sport now, Super Eagles striker Taiwo Baruwa was on target for Nottingham Forest, who edged out lower division side Exeter on penalties in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Forest went through to the 5th round, 4-2 on penalty shootout after 90 minutes and extra time ended 2-2 draw. Woni's Nigerian teammate Olaino was not included in Forest's squad for the cup tie. The Super Eagles striker scored on 37th minute to put Forest 2-1 ahead after Exeter had taken the lead through Josh Magnus in the 5th minute. Ramontosa made 1-1 draw in 10 minutes after the home team had gone ahead, despite having a player sent off with 3 minutes left in the game. The club side still managed to force the game to penalties. And that's it on the news at noon. But just before we go, stay alive. Make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all of various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration provided 87,000 units of single dual composite furniture for primary school pupils spread across the 6 education districts? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has announced the cancellation of Work from Home initiative for public servants effective March 31, 2025. The federal government of Nigeria has resolved to press the appropriate diplomatic buttons and liaise with the relevant authorities to resolve the suspension of the Dropbox provision for Nigerians renewing their American visas. We also told you that 2 Australian nurses have been suspended after a video appeared to show them threatening to kill Israeli patients and boasting about refusing to treat them. Finally, in sports, Super Eagles striker Taiwo Baruwa was on target for Nottingham Forest, who edged lower side division Exeter on penalties in the 4th round of the FA Cup. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Coyote Mafalashiri. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.